Jai Jinendra, Panch Parmeshti ko Naman. Welcome to my channel Love for Jainism by Neha Gandhi Gill. Today is part 2 out of 3 parts on one of Jainism's most legendary tales, the true story of Shripal Raja and Maina Sundari. Prepare for a journey filled with betrayal, riches, and supreme forgiveness as we witness the incredible rise of Prince Shripal. In our journey today, we start with a quick summary of part 1. Then we break part 2 into 3 gripping acts, followed by a powerful conclusion that connects directly to your life today. Stay with me till the end to see how Prince Shripal's destiny unfolds. Let's continue. The mighty and proud King Prajapal, angered by his daughter Maina Sundari's Jain belief that karma shapes all joys and sufferings, forced her to marry a leaper named Shripal. Maina accepts this calmly as part of her karma. Under a guru's guidance, the couple performed Navpad Aaradhana with full devotion. Shripal and 700 lepers were miraculously cured. Soon, his true identity emerges, an exiled prince facing the fruit of past life deeds. Do watch part 1 of this story. Link is in the description below. The journey shows how unwavering faith in Jain Dharma, Navpad devotion, Guru guidance, and sincere Purusharth can transform even the harshest karmic destiny. Now begins part 2. Having gained a new life through the power of Navpad devotion, Prince Shripal realized that spiritual strength must be paired with action. Get ready to witness the part of his epic journey as the young prince sets sails to make his own name and fortune. One evening, Shripal overheard people in the royal garden referring to him as the leper son-in-law of the king. That deeply hurt Shripal. He realized that a true man is known by his own name and deeds. He decided he must leave the palace and go out into the world to earn his fortune. Shripal sought permission from his mother, Rajmata Kamal Prabha, and his wife Maina. Maina insisted on accompanying him, but Shripal convinced her to stay back. Maina agreed, begging him not to forsake his dharma or his daily Navpad Aaradhana. Shripal left the palace alone. While traveling, Shripal came across the ashrams of 2 sadhus. To one, with his help, the sadhu obtained Suvarna Siddhi. To the other sadhus, he gave protection who granted him 2 powerful Siddhis, Shastra Nivarani, protection from arms, and Jal Tarani, power to float on water. Accepting these gifts, Shripal proceeded to the seaport of Bharuch. At the port of Bharuch, Dhawal Seth, a wealthy merchant from Kausambi, was strangled with his 500 ships. For an unknown reason, his ships refused to sail. A grim rumor spread that the ships would not move if a person with 32 special qualities was not sacrificed. Dhawal's men identified Shripal, who possessed 32 special marks, and tried to capture him for the sacrifice. However, Shripal used his valor, strength, and Shastra Nivarani Siddhi to single-handedly beat them all. They fled instantly, unable to capture him. Frightened by the incident, Dhawal Seth personally came to Shripal and begged for pardon. Shripal, demonstrating compassion, accepted his apology. Dhawal, knowing that Shripal could be an asset during his travels, offered to pay him to join the voyage. But Shripal refused the pay. Instead, he agreed to travel simply as a passenger by paying for his fare. He walked to the seacoast, and as he contemplated the Navpad, Dhawal Seth's entire fleet of 500 ships immediately moved forward. Thus, Shripal began his great voyage to foreign countries. Act 2 is a roller coaster of treachery and triumph. Prince Shripal's devotion brings him great riches and 2 royal brides. But this success fuels fierce jealousy. Will Navpad protect Shripal from the ultimate betrayal? At Babbarkot seaport, Dhawal, proud of his 10,000 soldiers, refused to pay customs to King Mahakal. This was not taken lightly by the king, who defeated Dhawal's soldiers. Dhawal himself was captured, tied to a tree, turned upside down, and left in agony. When Shripal landed, he found Dhawal Seth in agony. Dhawal begged him for help. Shripal agreed to fight King Mahakal to save him, but only in exchange for half of Dhawal's ships. Dhawal instantly agreed to the deal. Shripal then fought King Mahakal in a fierce battle single-handedly, using his power of Sahastra Nivarani and his courage. He defeated the king and rescued Dhawal Seth. King Mahakal was so pleased with Shripal's valor that he married his daughter, Princess Madan Sena, to Shripal and presented him with great dowry, including Navnatak. Shripal was now the owner of 250 ships. He sailed forward with his new queen and Dhawal Seth. Many Jains are unaware of these timeless stories. If you're finding value, please like, share, and subscribe. Your support is a great motivation for me. Today, let's share our rich Jain heritage. Dhawal's ship reached Ratnadweep. While Dhawal Seth traded the grains to make money, Shripal was watching a play. After the play, a Shravak named Jindas approached Shripal and told him about the city of Ratna Sanchay. He explained that a month ago the doors of the local Jinale there had mysteriously closed. Jindas continued. Ratna Sanchay's king Kanakketu and his subjects observed a 3-day fast. Then Chakeswari Devi appeared and announced a condition. The person who could open the Derasa's doors would marry the king's daughter, Princess Madan Manjusha. Many princes had tried, but all had failed. Shripal too decided to try. As he made his way through the crowd to the doors of the Janalaya, he contemplated the Navpad. Instantly, a divine light appeared and the temple's door opened. Everyone hailed Shripal. After the Chaityavandan, Princess Madan Manjusha was married to him. With 2 royal queens now, Shripal sailed forward. Dhawal Seth's mind was now corrupted by jealousy. He felt bitter that Shripal, who had come empty-handed, now owned 250 ships and 2 beautiful queens. He thought, if I throw him in the sea, all his wealth and his wives will be mine. He quickly made a wicked plan with his friends. That evening, Dhawal stood on the watch platform and called, "Oh Shripal, come look, a 8-mouthed crocodile is swimming in the sea." As the unsuspecting Shripal came up, Dhawal and his friends instantly cut the supporting ropes. Shripal plunged into the sea, but as he fell, he instinctively chanted Namo Arihantanam. Dhawal shamelessly pretended to mourn Shripal, causing great confusion by weeping and crying. However, due to the immense power of the Navpad and Jal Tarini Vidya, Shripal was safe. He had mounted the back of a crocodile and was floating securely on the water. Drunk with lust, Dhawal told the queens their husband had drowned. "Find pleasure with me," he demanded. The queens instantly knew he was the murderer. "You are like a father to us," Madan Sena cried. As Dhawal threatened force, Madan Manjusa fiercely rebuked him. "It is a sin to desire another's wife." As he advanced, the 2 queens instantly prayed to the Navpad for protection. Suddenly, Mata Chakeswari Devi appeared on the ship. Her Kshetrapal Dev instantly killed Dhawal's friend. Terrified, Dhawal begged the queens for protection. The Devi spared Dhawal, warning him never to harbor evil intentions again. She promised the queens they would see their husband in a month and vanished. In Act 3, Prince Shripal fulfills the Champak tree prophecy and marries a 3rd princess in his quest of identity. But when Dhawal plots his final deadly lie, Shripal faces his greatest test of character. Witness this drama and the profound lesson of ingratitude, death, and forgiveness. Shripal reached the seashore on the crocodile's back. Exhausted, he lay down under a champak tree and fell asleep. Soon soldiers from the nearby Thane city arrived. One soldier noted, he matches our king's description. Look, the shadow of the tree is not moving from his face. Recognizing Shripal as the prince described by the king, the soldiers woke him. They informed him that the king Vasupal of Thana city had invited him. Shripal immediately accepted and rode to the city with the soldiers. King Vastupal welcomed Shripal and explained the prediction. A prince found under the champak tree, having swum the sea with a non-moving shadow, would marry his daughter Princess Madan Manjari. As the description fit perfectly, Shripal was married to her with great festivity. If you are enjoying so far, please take a moment to like and share this video. This new channel is built on genuine love for Jainism. Every single subscriber, comment and share is valued and gives me a huge boost. Thank you for helping the channel grow. King Vastupal appointed Shripal as his Thagidhar or Swagat Mantri, a key court position whose duty was to offer betel leaves to all guests. This gave Shripal an important and respected place in the court. Soon after, Dhawal Seth also arrived in Thane. As King Vasupal welcomed Dhawal, Shripal performed his duty and offered him a betel leaf. Dhawal was utterly shocked and surprised to see Shripal alive and in such a respected position. Worried, he immediately retracted to his camp. At his camp, a group of Chandals, who are handlers of dead bodies, came to entertain Dhawal with song and dance. When they asked for a reward, Dhawal instructed them, prove before the king that his Thagidhar belongs to your caste and I will reward you richly. The leader, driven by greed, instantly agreed to the wicked plan. The Chandals went to the court and after pleasing the king with their performance, their leader suddenly claimed, O king, your Sthagidhar here is our son. The king was stunned. Believing he was deceived by Shripal, he furiously demanded, Are you a Chandal? Shripal boldly replied, O king, a Kshatriya does not introduce himself. My sword tells who I am. However, my ships from Kausambi carrying my 2 wives have reached the coast. Ask them about me. The king respectfully invited the queens to court, where they were overjoyed to see Shripal and proudly confirmed his identity. The king exclaimed, Oh, this is the son of my sister Kamal Prabha. When he decided to punish the Chandals, they confessed that Dhawal had asked them to lie. Dhawal was instantly arrested and ordered to be hanged, but Shripal intervened and with supreme act of compassion persuaded the king to pardon him. The ungrateful Dhawal, despite being pardoned, made another desperate plan to kill Shripal. Shripal was sleeping on the 7th floor with his 3 wives when Dhawal climbed up using a ladder and a rope, carrying a dagger. By chance, Shripal changed his side at that moment. Dhawal became terrified, thinking Shripal was awake. He lost his grip, slipped and plunged to the ground. He got stabbed in his stomach by his own dagger, killing him instantly. In the morning, Shripal heard about the incident and came near Dhawal's body, his heart heavy with grief. When asked why he grieved over a wicked man, Shripal replied, Whatever wealth I have acquired to this day is only because of him. Shripal performed the last rites for Dhawal like a son and sent Dhawal ships to his sons in Kausambi. People were astonished by this act of compassion and greatness shown by Shripal. This final segment covers the summary of part 2, extracts the powerful morals for our daily lives, and gives you a preview of part 3, the grand finale of this dramatic story. The cured leper, Prince Shripal, set out on a voyage to earn his name. His continued Navpad devotion, courage and valor and earned Siddhis helped him gain immense wealth and marry 3 princesses. Madan Sena, Madan Manjusha, Madan Manjari. This devotion also repeatedly saved him from the wicked Dhawal Seth. Shripal demonstrated supreme forgiveness by pardoning Dhawal numerous times, even performing his final rites and also sending his ships back to his sons. Devotion provides protection. Shripal continued his daily devotion to Navpad. Your sincere devotion acts as an invincible and invisible shield that safeguards you from dangers and betrayals, often protecting you in ways you never even realize. Intentions of selfless service. Shripal protected the ascetics with pure intention. Unexpectedly, he received two Siddhis. Similarly, always do good without expecting any reward. This selfless intention creates merit or punya that will come back to help you and reward you when you need them the most. Spiritual strength needs action or purusharth. Inner devotion gives you strength, but true success requires efforts or purusharth. You must bravely step out, channelizing your pure thoughts, words, and actions to seize and create opportunities. The virtues of forgiveness. Shripal showed supreme forgiveness by pardoning the wicked Dhawal Seth many times. Make forgiveness a daily practice. When you forgive someone, you are simply releasing your own heart from the heavy burden of resentment and negativity inside you. This results in immediate inner peace and mental relaxation. Humility in success. Shripal acknowledged that Dhawal was the instrumental cause, Nimit, that allowed his own good karmas to manifest as wealth, wives, and a high position at a royal court. Never forget the difficult circumstances or the people, both good and bad, who played a role in your rise to your current position. Karmic debt is inescapable. Despite Shripal's pardon, Dhawal met his end by his own dagger. This shows that while we can forgive others, their negative karmas will still come back to them. Similarly, everything that happens to you, good or bad, is ultimately the result of your own past thoughts, words, and deeds. What next? In part 1, the power of the Navpad miraculously cured Prince Shripal's leprosy. Part 2 saw him survive betrayal, acquire 3 queens, and rise to royal power. Don't miss the conclusion in part 3, where Shripal confronts the king who usurped his throne. Will he succeed? Will he learn the shocking truth about his past life? What karmic debt did Shripal have to pay? Too many questions. Answers in part 3. My sincere thank you for watching and learning with me. If you thought find this video valuable, if you found this video valuable, subscribe to my channel Love for Jainism by Neha Gandhi Gill and turn on the notifications. Your support helps me to spread our timeless Jain Dharma stories to everyone. Jai Jinendra. If I have knowingly or unknowingly written or said anything in thoughts, words, or deeds against Vitragsvani, I seek forgiveness. Michhami Dukram.